polish off this 4-game series with the San Diego Padres. Last time that these two will square off in the 2026 campaign. Braves trying to take 3 of 4, winning games 1 and 3. The Padres winning game 2 on Tuesday. And Craig Stammen's group will try to get out of here with a split with this lineup. Tatis, Rengifo, and Machado will be the top 3, leading up to the hot-hitting cleanup man, Ty France. And then after this, both teams will hop on the plane. The Braves will head to Baltimore, start a 2-city road trip there before going to Queens. And San Diego will finish off their 3-city trip by going down and taking on the struggling Miami Marlins.
How exciting, an opportunity to win a series against the Padres. That is something that has eluded this team for a couple of years, and it is real now with Chris Sale on the mound.
Also looking for win number 60 today is Walt Weiss's crew. And here come the Bravos. And there is the veteran, Chris Sale, his 19th start of the season, his 68th since putting on that Atlanta Braves uniform.
And he's actually been really good against the Padres in his career. There are the overall numbers, but for Chris Sale, 6 starts, he is 4-0 with a 1.8 ERA with 43 strikeouts and just 5 walks for the left-hander against the Padres.
Who's doing the Ford Keys today?
I'll take him. Francie's going to comment on it. How about Sonny for Sale? Chris Sale in day games absolutely crushing it this year. 1.26 ERA at his 2nd best in baseball. And I know Jeff Francoeur is a big Vanilla Ice fan to the extreme today, talking about the splits. Now for Kyle Hart is going to be the opener, and then for Griffin Canning. Neither one of these guys gets lefties out particularly well, so the split should work in the Braves' favor.
I concur.
There you go.
No argument there.
That you're a Vanilla Ice fan?
Yeah,
I know.
I do love Vanilla Ice.
I knew it.
He's already taken down a vanilla milkshake today.
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. I knew it. We knew that one was coming.
Let's take a look at the defense brought to you by Racetrack. Yaz out in right. Remember his first 2 games back from the IL. He was DHing, so good to see him in the field. Riley and Olsen at the corners. Jarvis and Ozzie up the middle. And Drake Baldwin catching his good friend Chris Sale. We've had milkshakes, we've had bagels, we've had eggs. We're fueled. We're ready to rock and roll.
Feel pretty. You know what I haven't had actually is caffeine yet. So that'll be
At
the next
all
step.
today?
No, I'm going to save my coffee.
What do you do
for
in
when I
the
get
morning when you get up?
Yeah, I got up early today too because I had some bagel work to do, and so I was just going on natural energy today and really good
You
sleep.
want to pour coffee while you're
now
doing
I'm
that?
feeling it.
I
Well,
figure a guy like you, that's perfect.
well, you know me, right? It's not simple. I don't just pour coffee. It's got to be like a whole deal. An espresso takes too much time.
True.
Yeah, and so I make it more difficult than it needs to be.
Get your little Keurig next year for Christmas.
The 10-time All-Star Chris Sale, he is having another fantastic season. And he is ready for start number 19 of the year. Got the call. Might have been a little inside. Long-time veteran back there. Doug Eddings has been working games for 27 years.
He really likes calling strikes.
If there was not the ABS challenge system, this game would be under 2 hours, I promise you. Doug was one of the first ones, guys. I'm telling you, I walked up to the plate. I remember it was a hot game in Cincinnati, and he said, just letting you know, it's a big zone today.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
He let everybody know, come to the plate. Of course, it didn't bother me.
Yeah, exactly. Can you get a little bigger?
Well, Sale ahead 0-2 of Tatis. Oh, come on, Doug. That was in there.
He's got to lock it in a little more now with the ABS.
Over 3,000 games, 14 postseason series. Doug Eddings, the crew chief, he has been around a while. And Sale starts his day off with a strikeout.
And not surprising at all here, the opportunity to get some chase with Fernando Tatis Jr. and that slider that is down. Very typical for Chris Sale.
Now Rengifo, remember he hit the late homer last night off of Iglesias to make it 7-6 in the 9th, but the Braves would hang on to win it. So he gets the starting nod again here today.
day. It's tough sometimes, those 12-15 games, right? Just after, you know, already a long road trip for the Padres. They still got to continue this, and then you have to face a guy like Chris Sale at 12-15.
Good luck.
It's never
loves
fun.
pitching in the day, right? Perfectly comfortable, tough to see. It's bright out, right? I don't know how you like hitting in day games, but generally big leaguers just don't like them.
Yeah.
When Sale's ERA during his 5-day games this year, 1.26. So you like that if you're a Braves fan. No chance there for Rengifo. Wow. Great start for Sale. He got Tatis and Rengifo. He was way off balance there.
Again, back foot slider, right? I mean, just perfectly located. Guys are in swing mode. And kind of like Frenchie said, right? You know going up that Doug Eddings is a guy that's going to put you in swing mode. Chris Sale's going to put you in swing mode. And it feels like it'll be a day for hitters where they're going to try to be aggressive, but not always a good idea against Chris Sale.
7 pitches, 2 strikeouts. A fun matchup with a couple of good ones here. Chris Sale, Manny Machado. Well, Mitch Smith, Frenchie says you were actually a better hitter during the day. 267, 251 at night. So that's because you got into bed at a reasonable hour.
Say, I got my sleep.
Hey, let's take a look at our GMC Making the Grade feature. We talk so much about that incredible slider that Sale has. Look at the highest slider whip percentage going back the last 3 years.
And those are some good names on there. And how about Grant Holmes on that list as well? It's at least 1,500 sliders that have been thrown, at least 45 starts in there. And there are some big names. Very cool to see. Obviously Chris Sale we know, but to see Grant Holmes on that list as well.
He spoils does Machado. A 1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts for Sale. A single the other way.
I always said the guys that have the most success against Chris Sale usually try to shoot the fastball. That one wasn't even a strike, but shoot the fastball the other way, and it gives him a fighting chance on the slider.
It's impressive that he got to that one the way he did. That location, that velocity.
Ty France taking a strike. 98 right there on the inside corner. What do you think about him as an impending free agent as far as interested teams? Would this be a guy that some teams would want to go after?
I think the Padres are going to get a lot of calls on a lot of guys because they're fighting an uphill battle right now.
And he's inexpensive this year.
Yeah.
I think he's like 1.3 or something maybe that he is making, so less than 600 grand over the minimum.
He's been helping his cause as of late. He's been hitting the ball extremely well.
I think you're going to see in San Diego, they're going to have to trade some of these guys and get some new blood back in. He's gotten old a little bit now.
I agree. And what he's done against the lefties. And listen, he's been good against righties too. OPS of almost 850, but 926 against lefties is for somebody that might be looking for that platoon piece. And he can do more than that. Be a good ad though.
His defense has been good at first base too.
It's usually a tough position to try to find help for at the deadline as well. And I'm not sure if there are many contenders that are looking for first base help necessarily. But certainly you can also DH.
I think the Braves are set at that position.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Struck him out. He strikes out all 3. Rack him up in the truck. It started with Fernando Tatis. You never want to face Sale anytime, but not at 12-15. Swing and a miss. Rengifo, swing and a miss. And Ty France. Sale ho-hum strikes out 3 to start the game. Bottom of the first. Yeah, Drake Baldwin, he's getting comfortable in that leadoff spot. Then Ozzie, then Matt Olson, and then Michael Harris. And it's going to be an opener, as we talked about, for the San Diego Padres. That's Kyle Hart that gets the start.
Don't get too comfortable. We got a guy that we'd like to be hitting leadoff here pretty soon for the Atlanta Braves, but he has done a nice job certainly in that spot.
And I think we'll be seeing that leadoff hitter that plays right field on this next road trip. So there are the numbers for Hart. He's actually a former starter, but he moved into the bullpen last year, and this is the second time he's been used as an opener this season. Baldwin hits it pretty deep out to left center, but Rengifo is there. Let's take a look at the Padres defense, brought to you by Racetrack. Bowen gets the start out in center, the rookie. Talked about the corner infielders, Bogarts and Cronenworth up the middle, and Freddie Fermin with the day game gets his first start of the series.
Wonder how Jackson Merrill felt today when he woke up and said, 12-15 game, Chris Sale's pitching. Good news, you're not playing.
Yeah, well, I think it kind of shows you the year the Padres are having, right? Because he didn't get a day off last year.
No, that's a good point.
And he had a homer and a hit yesterday.
He did.
Not playing today. Ozzie's 3 for 13 in the series with a home run for himself. Right center. Bowen was over that direction, and he'll make the catch.
You're not going to lose a lot defensively with Jackson Merrill out of the game. Bowen moves really well. You saw the way he tracked that one down, and you saw him a little bit in left field, but there is some really good speed they have on this roster. Just stacked with shortstops all around.
Yeah, good defense, right? The good bullpen. The struggles have been, can they put up enough runs, and can that starting pitching stabilize for San Diego? Right now they're 2 games under 500. They haven't been 3 games under since they were 2-5 way back in early April, but the Braves can knock them 3 games below today.
Now, if you're in the American League, right, you'd be a game out of the wild card right now.
It's wild.
But it's just different in the National League.
And CJ, you brought up a good point the other day. Even if you can say, oh, we're only 4 or 5 back of the wild card, there's so many teams stacked there that you have to leapfrog that it makes it even more difficult.
I think it's the most important part of all of it, quite honestly, right? The number, of course, matters, that you're within striking distance, but if you're 3 games back, but you got to leapfrog 5 teams, the reality of that happening, unless you're going to go on a run.
See, Doug, he didn't even check. You can see Matt looking at him. Doug's like, sorry, bud.
Day game, I got a flight.
Got a 4:12 flight out of gate 825.
Had only 2 starts over the last 19 in which they have gotten 6 innings or more. And Chris has one of those. It was Friday night against the Rangers, and afterwards he mentioned that, look, we rode our bullpen pretty hard there in the first half, and it's up to the rotation to pick up the slack a little bit and help those guys out before we go to the postseason.
Thanks, Chief.
Stay away from the beaches.
I agree. And look, after kind of the last 2 days, right, it's like today's that perfect example, too. You'd love Chris to go another 7 innings, especially if he's going to, you know, Wiley talked last Friday night with Walt, remember, that they were maybe going to start putting him on regular rest, but they gave him that extra day now. With that extra day, again, you kind of say, hey, give me 7 then.
Yep, it would be ideal. It's been an issue, kind of is what it is, unfortunately. Bryce Elder did a nice job getting through 6 the other day, and seeing a little bit more of that, it would help a lot. But I do wonder, we talk about kind of leading into the deadline, Frenchie, that this bullpen is good, but if you're not going to be able to get that length, then at least even get the bullpen deeper if you can.
Well, yeah, or go pick up another kind of middle arm to bridge that, to have some, because you can't just, you know, there's nights like on Tuesday night where, Tuesday night, right, where, no, we lost Tuesday.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Monday.
Where Medeiros came in, right?
Yes.
You know, and sometimes you'd rather have, but they had no choice. Remember, Saturday, Sunday, Dylan Lee and Iglesias pitched, no Suarez. So it worked out that night.
Yeah.
It was a lazy fly ball to Yaz, but you know, you need a couple more bridge guys there if we're not going to, like CJ said, if you're not going to get the length into the 6th, 7th inning.
Yeah, if it's going to be 5 innings with somewhat, some regularity out of your rotation, then you are going to beat up on the bullpen. Walt has shown us he's going to go for those wins. He's been very honest about it as well. He senses it. He's getting that starter out of there and going for it. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to get a little bit deeper. It's, unfortunately kind of getting more and more common in the game. There was a time you throw 5 innings and feel terrible about it.
Yeah.
Ground ball and a single for Gavin Sheets. Well, the way the schedule of the postseason is structured and how things work out, a lot of people are saying the Braves need 2 starters, and I certainly understand that argument, but there can also be an argument to be made if you go get 1 top-end starter and then add to the bullpen, the way the postseason is structured, that might be good enough.
I'll take that over 2 starters. I really would.
I would too.
The idea of just being that deep in your bullpen. If you remember a couple years ago, even though the Dodgers won back-to-back World Series, they nearly lost both of them. We know what happened in Game 7 last year, and then the year before when they played these Padres.
Whoa. Fooled out and left, and it's going to drop in front of Dubon. That went off the end of the bat of Fermin, and Dubon started back, and he never got there.
Yeah, that's kind of frustrating because that's a lazy out, and that ball was in the air a long time, and unfortunately, that was a good 3-4 steps back. And I'm sure at the last moment there, Michael Harris was telling him in, but it's too late.
Fooled by the swing there, huh?
Yeah.
96 was a big swing, and it might have sounded like it was loud, but clearly it wasn't.
Now, Frenchie, he's got the glasses on, but as an outfielder this time of day, can that still be pretty tricky or no?
Not really. That was all the sound of the bat and him getting fooled on that.
Bowen, another one in the air. It'll be Ozzie calling it.
But to finish up the point real quick, if you remember, what was it, Game 5 of that series that the Padres and the Dodgers had? It was a bullpen game for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They used all relievers to advance in the postseason in Game 5. Yeah. And it worked out great. There's some risk involved, but just, again, the point is if you can be deep enough in your pen, sure, you'd love to have 4 or 5 great starters, but it is easier to build the bullpen, and the jumping off point of where the Braves are right now with their bullpen even easier.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. We'll see how it all plays out. Deadline August 3rd.
It's going to be tougher to do that, to me, to go get 2 quality starters, you know, than, like you said, add a couple bullpen. You saw the Dodgers do it both ways. They did it more on relievers 2 years ago, and then they relied heavy on their starting pitching last year in the World Series, but we don't have 4 or 5 starters like that right now. So I agree. If you can get one other good arm to go with Sale and get guys going, that you can load it up and ask your starter to go 4 innings.
That hit Cronenworth. 98 getting away from Sale, and Cronenworth 0 for 10 with 6 strikeouts against Sale, so he's probably just pleased to be getting on base here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A little 2-seam fastball, so it's going to run a little bit. That catch him right above the hip, maybe a little bit of rib there, some love handle. Got him good at 98.
Sale disgusted. Bases loaded, top of the order in Tatis.
Well, Sale knows his numbers against Cronenworth. He knows that was the out there, and now you're playing with fire a little bit.
And I'm sure Dubon out there is just praying for Sale to get this out so he doesn't feel guilty with the misplay out and left.
It's 4 for 13 now after that strikeout for Fernando Tatis Jr. in his first at bat with 6 strikeouts against Chris Sale. He does have a home run against him, but it was all the way back in 2023.
Ooh, that almost hit him. 2-1. Tatis has been great in these spots for a struggling Padres offense this year. He actually leads the National League with a .406 batting average with runners in scoring position like he has right now. There's Doug getting strike zone, but a challenge here.
I think Chris, you saw him shake his head. He knows he's going to lose this one.
T-Mobile bringing you this challenge.
The pitch is the ball. San Diego remains with 2 challenges.
Well, this is tough. 3-1, bases loaded.
Yeah, we'll see if you're going to go with the fastball. Where you go elevated is usually the better spot here for Chris Sale. Up and in especially tough for Tatis to get to.
Well, he walked him. And the Padres are going to grab the lead here in the second.
I'm surprised he went slider there, knowing that he needed a strike. Right, think about a get me over pitch. It's difficult to kind of throw that same slider with the bite that you wanted and into the strike zone. But that's where Chris Sale and Drake Baldwin decided to go.
You know, sometimes I wonder there, though, CJ, and I get that Sale is one of the best that can do it, but he might feel like I'd rather give up 1 than 4.
True.
This early in the game.
And as we say all that, we know it's Drake Baldwin, right, making the call. There's no shaking off for Chris Sale. Yeah,
I think he's thinking, man, 3-1. No matter where he locates that fastball, if he cheats and gets ready on time, Tatis is the one guy who can really drive it out anywhere. Him and Machado.
And he's heating up too, right? The power's starting to come around now for Tatis.
Rengifo hits it well, but foul.
And that's the thing. Then you look at the scoreboard, and I get he's hitting second, but he's hitting .222 with 1 home run.
Yeah.
Chris Sale saying if he is going to hit one, I want him to hit my pitch that I want to throw him. And again, I think you would expect for Chris, the offense hopefully will do their part a little more than 1 run today, right?
But Rengifo takes an 0-2 slider and deposits it out in right center to score 2.
Tell you what, location not bad here. It is below the zone for Chris Sale, but probably not far enough in. Rengifo scrappy. Knows how to put the ball in play. He's going to be short to it. It's a nice looking swing there from the side. Not an easy pitch, but an impressive at bat. See Sale fire that ball?
Yeah.
He threw one into the net down there. You're not happy at all with that 0-2 base hit.
I don't mind that pitch. I'd like to see something hard sailing away right there a little bit, and then you come back with that pitch.
And Machado singled last inning.
Like that. That's the pitch I would like to see to him 0-2.
Well, the 2 mistakes in this inning, that misplay and left, and then of course remember Sale hitting Cronenworth, the guy that he's had a lot of success against. And after that, the Padres finding a way to get 3 runs here. One-two from Sale. Bounces in that slider. Baldwin blocks it.
A lot of plate appearances over the career of Manny Machado, and not surprising, of course. A couple of guys that have been around the league a long time, but 37 of those against Chris Sale now. This is number 38.
Two guys at the top of their craft. Mentioned the other day that Machado just 9 homers away from 400 in his career, already over 2,000 hits. But he's striking out here to end the top of the second. The Padres get 3.
Cloudy though, so are they getting recharged in the clouds?
That's a good question. Is there enough sun to power those fans for our guy?
Check it later, see if they're still spinning.
That was an aggressive beard.
But it was the fishing shirt, right, that he had on, and those are unbelievably comfortable.
Yes. Well, he knew how to dress for the game. All right, here's Griffin Canning. So he was the guy who is the starter, but he's coming in as a reliever to get the bulk innings after Hart was the opener today. And Michael Harris sends this deep and long gone. Welcome to the ball game, Griffin Canning.
I need help.
We got you. What do you need?
I know you think I need help, but I need help right now. I mean, Michael Harris, look at that. I'm so pretty. Look how he backs that thing up. All the analytics, all the crap we have now, right? And all these teams do. How are you not throwing Hart one more batter?
Yeah, especially with the struggle.
I'm so confused.
That's fair. And we were led to believe that that actually might happen today, that Hart could potentially pitch more than one inning for that reason. That is 10 home runs on the season against Griffin Canning, 9 by left-handed hitters.
So let's show you one of the hottest hitters in baseball so he can hit one 430. Welcome to the game.
I like the decision myself.
No doubt, but I'm like, about that. That's what I'm saying. We just hear these. I'll be quiet.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. You're on a heater. Like you're out in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
Michael Harris, 19 home runs. That's already one away from his career high, and we still have 60 games to play.
All right, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We got time.
Ask, a manager that question. Is there a good? There's not a good answer.
No. Outside of them wanting to give Griffin Canning,
and that's the dumbest answer I've ever heard.
At this point in the game, it's too early to worry about that. That's one thing if it's late in the game, you have a guy maybe that is not comfortable, or in the postseason. I don't love taking a starter in the postseason and giving him runners on base, right? If you can avoid it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I'm sure they're hoping if we got to the postseason, we're not be using him as an opener.
I'm just saying in general, it's like a rule of thumb, but I'm with you in that situation. It doesn't make sense. They're trying to find the reason they have an opener is they're trying to find the softest spot to get Griffin Canning in the game to make him comfortable.
It was loud.
Yeah.
So the Braves strike right back here, get on the board after that 3-run top of the second. Dubon rolls it to Bogarts. One away.
I guarantee there'll be some dudes. We like the matchup.
Yeah. There's nothing to like about that matchup.
No, there's not.
Well, when Canning pitched against the Braves on June 23rd, they did the same thing. They started with an opener. Canning came in the second, got into trouble, gave up 4 runs, and he was out of there. He only threw 2/3 of an inning. One and one here to Riley, who is 2 for 11 here in this Padres series.
So struggles with the lefties, struggles with the long ball, and struggles with command. It is a career high walk rate so far here for Griffin Canning. And he's going to get some help certainly with Doug Eddings, but something to keep in mind.
And he was the guy last year pitching for the Mets. He was facing the Braves in New York in June when he ruptured his Achilles against Atlanta. Took him a long time to get back from that. He does bounce back from the Harris homer to get Dubon to ground out. Now Riley to strike out. Let's get a message in here from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
So he's been decent enough against the righties, and what you saw right there was that knuckle curveball that he throws. He essentially has 4 breaking pitches that'll work away from the righties, between the slider, the cutter, the curveball you just saw, and the sweeper. I look at the cutter depending on which type it is. Some are bigger than others. I put that more in the breaking ball category than I do the fastball category. Sometimes you get on some of the websites that look at a cutter as more like a fastball. If it's a true cutter, sure. But the bigger ones, no. So essentially, you got to deal with 4 breaking pitches.
Well, even more reason, I think, for the righties today. It's hot, it's humid. You try to shoot that right center gap right at the thing. You saw where Dubon tried to pull it. Riley kind of tried to pull it. You see they both grounded out and swung and missed. But if you ability to shoot it the other way, he doesn't have a whole lot to righties in.
Yeah, he's not, and you're not going to see it multiple times. Right? He might get 1 in there.
Yeah,
he's not going to throw 3 in there.
High bouncer to Cronenworth. So Canning does settle in, but Michael Harris, CJ, greeted him pretty rudely.
Yeah, we liked it. And as Frenchie mentioned, maybe not a great matchup of Michael Harris making the Padres pay the price.
They journey to hitting all 30 ballparks, and you can do it. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps to get in and possibly see all 30 Major League ballparks. We are at Truist Park today. 3-1 Padres. Ty France starting things off in the 3rd.
Big strikeout to finish the last inning for Chris Sale. And of course, you know, now thinking about getting back on track here and keeping this game where it is. The Braves give him 1 run. A 0 right now would be very nice.
France is the only Padre that did not bat in that busy top of the 2nd.
So I'm not a betting guy, but I was thinking about that game yesterday, and even if you're just doing it for fun and you had the under in the Braves Padres game going into the 8th inning, you felt pretty good about how things were going until 11 runs were scored in between the bottom of the 8th and the top of the 9th.
I mean, if you're at home, you're probably throwing another bet and double it and win it.
And then all of a sudden the Braves get 6 to go up 7-1 at the bottom of the 8th, and the Padres score 5 in the top of the 9th before Iglesias was able to get out of it. Still 2-2 here to tie France.
Well, this is what you don't want to see, is lengthy at bats against Chris Sale and seeing that pitch count tick up at all. Right, we're at 47 through just the 2 innings so far, and Ty France is getting ready to see an 8th pitch in this at bat, and everything we've been talking about and the ability to get deep in games, this kind of works against that.
So here is pitch number 8 to France, and he gets him elevated at 95.
You're seeing a little bit of an angry Chris Sale right now, you can tell, and I think he finally decided to let this one rip right here. And you know, for him, I think he's good for 10 or 12 of those a game, just to let it go, let that natural movement run. More than anything, just say, I'm going to beat you to that spot, and you're not going to lay off.
Yeah, I think it's a big part of what he does. We talked about the day games. Those are the numbers that BG mentioned over his 5 starts, 3 runs so far here today. But he has that in him, right? I mean, that's, you know, everybody that comes in. Mark Grant, who does television next door, said, hey, I just want to confirm Chris Sale still never shakes off. My guy never shakes off, man. I said, it's amazing. I love the idea and the philosophy behind it, which is put down a finger, give me a location. I'm going to give you everything I have to that spot with that pitch. Seems really simple, but it's a really smart way to go about your business.
And the hard thing with Chris, right, is you go back to that last inning, it's not like there were balls ripped in the gap for doubles, and he had a ground ball up the middle, a ball that Dubon misread. Info kind of just looped that one into right, but a lot of time that's how guys like Chris Sale, I mean, I hate to say it, give up the runs. It's not the long ball sometimes, but just putting contact.
You may see that with a guy like him once a year, 2 on the high side, right, where it just isn't there, but we just don't see it often at all.
Frenchie, I'm curious, do you think an outfielder like Dubon, after a misplay, does he go in and say to Chris Sale, hey, my bad, or is that just baseball and you just move on from it?
I think Chris Sale, you go in and, hey, I'm sorry. Anybody else? Probably not.
Ozzie over to grab it. And Bogaerts is 0 for 2.
But he's such a good teammate, right? And we know that. You know, he felt terrible about his reaction. So,
well, Chris is probably thinking, you know, y'all got me 15 runs last Friday night. Give me 5 today. I'll take a third.
And Dubon's been so spectacular everywhere, but especially as he's found a home out there in left field.
And it's not easy. Look, I've talked to numerous guys. Mark DeRosa, you know, was one that played 3, 4, 5 different positions. And I know he started to settle in there, but still he's played center. He's played shortstop a bunch. So I think it just can be different for guys, right? And everybody else on this team, for the most part, they're in those same positions every single day. And even though Dubon's in left field, he's still got to take ground balls, right? During BP. He's still got to do that. He's still got to take balls in center.
Are you in agreement that left field's the toughest outfield position to play?
I think it is, because most of the time those right-handed hitters, you get those hooking line drives at you, and it's tough to deal with.
What do you think? What do we got on that one? Sheets,
baby Sheets. I don't know, for Gavin Sheets, the Matthew Kaminsky plan.
Trying to put him to sleep right now, for sure, with a little lullaby. It's working on me too. More caffeine, please.
Well, this will work. Riley's got it. Bounce back inning from Sale. 1, 2, 3. Field report.
Well, guys, you got the 8 and 9 spots coming up here to begin this inning for the Braves offense. And Atlanta scored 43 runs over the course of this homestand. And it feels like whenever the Braves offense is truly humming, it's the production of that 8 and 9 hole. And so far during this homestand, they're hitting 300. They've scored 9 runs, driven in 6 more. And I feel like we said it almost every day back in 2023. But for an offense to be at its peak, you've got to have the bottom feed the top, Frenchie.
I completely agree, man. And we've seen that's when our lineup's been the best, is you turn it over. And I tell you, they've done a good job, especially here in July.
And I think it's also why you don't see them make any changes with the opener, right? When you start thinking about what is the lineup going to look like. And today, with the 3 lefties at the very bottom, before you turn it over to essentially another 4 lefties, because you're going to have the switch hitter in Ozzie Albies, that makes for a potential really nice run, especially here against Griffin Canning.
I think all the worry of the offense in June has now been put to bed with the production of the Braves scoring the most runs in baseball this month. One ball, 2 strikes here to Yastrzemski. So off the IL a couple of days ago for Yastrzemski, but he was the DH. Today he is back out in right field.
And we talked how important it was to get off to a good start here in the second half. Phillies have a tough schedule. They off today, but got the Yankees coming in town. Just got done with the Dodgers. So you had a 2-game lead at the break, and it's got up to 4 as of today. And you can keep doing, you know, some more damage.
And it's essentially becoming a 2-horse race with the Marlins and their slump as of late. They're way back.
For sure. But, you know, you say you kind of took some haymakers from the Phillies and you stood your ground and you went through your bad month. And again, we talked about the schedule favorable for the Braves, not having to go out west in the second half.
Swing and a miss. A slider gets Yaz. Jarvis coming to the plate. It's been a great start to his major league career. And you look at our Toyota Trends feature, last 10, 364, 6 extra base hits.
Yeah, the slug, I think, has probably been the biggest surprise with Jim Jarvis. We figured to be a good contact hitter. He can get on base. He can run a little bit, but a little adjustment. When we were in Pittsburgh, he hits a homer, and something that he is believing in right now, and he's getting results.
He started that rally in the 8th yesterday with an RBI double.
What I like too is they're giving them a nice run here. Sometimes with young kids, you know, you might say, yeah, it's a tough matchup here, let's sit them out. But just for him, knowing every day right now I'm coming in, playing shortstop, you know, even if I have an 0 for 3, 0 for 4 night, I'm playing the next day. You make it comfortable for him to really succeed and be at his best.
When we saw him out in Los Angeles, and it was kind of a matchup thing, right? They wanted to get a left-handed hitting shortstop, and they brought him up, and he made a really nice play, but only lasted a couple of days. And at the time, right, we know Kim was coming back. You had Dubon, you had Mateo, and when he left, I said, man, I don't know if we're ever going to see him again, based on the depth of shortstop that the Atlanta Braves have right now. And here we are in July, and again, you're looking at all the candidates, and he is feeling like the strongest one and clearly getting the playing time. And it's been an incredible turn of events, really.
Now a decision will need to be made with Ha-Seong Kim right now in Gwinnett. Of course, everybody knows the struggles that Kim has had. But what do the Braves do with Ha-Seong Kim?
That's a good question, and a tough decision they'll have to make. Of course, everyone knows about the salary, but
simple tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple of game lead. What's it, 4 right now? You got to go with your best 26.
Yeah.
Your best 9 every night, and right now that best 9 includes Jim Jarvis.
And Mateo has made his case for being a valuable bench piece.
Yeah, because he does multiple things, right? Put him in the outfield, you put him in the infield, he can run.
Yeah, that running piece is important. The Braves have Eli White, but Eli plays a lot out in the outfield, and having Mateo as an option late in these games on the base paths, that's a big deal.
Hey, that was a ball right there, but Doug ripped a little strike, a little heater.
There have been a few wide. You guys predicted the strike zone for the veteran today. How long he's been around? He worked Cal Ripken Jr.'s final game. He was behind the plate when Bonds tied Hank Aaron's home run record. So he's also been around for some history, Doug Eddings.
So you're going to be shocked to find this out, but they actually have a stat when it comes to umpires as far as how aggressive they are calling strikes. They call it strikes looking above average. Doug Eddings #1 in that category.
Oh, for sure. I didn't even need that. I mean, we could tell.
Yeah, right back to the mound.
But I appreciate it because he was always truthful. I mean, he let you know, right?
Through 3-1 Padres.
Not quite quarter zip just yet, but it didn't look terrible on the road trip, right? As far as weather goes, which is kind of nice this time of year. It can get hot in the Northeast.
And going to be, it looks like, pleasant in Cooperstown for Andrew Jones's induction. This foul ball came up by us, just our right. And Frenchie, you'll be there in Cooperstown. It's going to be a special weekend.
I cannot wait. We're excited. Go up and celebrate Andrew. And like you said, I went for chippers, and I think it was 96 degrees. I think the high's 80, and it's like 60 degrees at night.
That's going to be beautiful, man. That place is gorgeous.
Might or might not have a drink while I'm there.
Remember, it's a dry weekend up there. So,
did they have the Hall of Fame game at all when you were playing? Did you ever do that one?
I did play in it. We played against the Twins.
You actually play up there at Doubleday?
They used to.
It was an exhibition game, one a real game.
Yeah, because the fence is really short, isn't it?
Oh, dude, it's like 240 feet.
Right field
dropping tanks.
So yeah, it's like, you know, one of my most favorite things I got to do as a former big leaguer at the end. Now they've turned it over to alumni to do that game.
Yeah.
So I did it as an alumni and took some BP off of Burt Blyleven, took him deep at Doubleday. I'm like, that's right. But I did it twice as a player. The Braves went up there in 04 when big league teams were still doing it during the year and playing in that game. You'd bring up minor leaguers to do it, and then I did it as a minor leaguer with the Pirates the next year.
So I did it in 04 as a minor leaguer for the
okay,
Braves.
you came up for that? How about that? And I was like, look at this little scrub. Go take care of that.
We came up, the whole Myrtle Beach team, and John Sherholtz, you know, his son, John Jr., I play with, he got the MVP, went 4 for 4 in the game and hit a bomb.
So this could be really funny. Strikeout for Fermin, by the way. When are you guys, did you overlap that 04? Would you have been up there at the same time in the summer?
No, it was the same trip. So the big league team was there. You said you played in it you came up because the big leaguers just watched it. We didn't play in the game. Right, so
right, but you were up there.
I was on the big league roster in 04. So we went up there, the big league team. Frenchie was a minor leaguer.
And I was interning in Cooperstown that summer.
Who knew? Now look at us.
We all were there.
We all were there. Didn't know each other.
Nope.
And here we are 22 years later sharing the same
because the
booth.
Braves played the Twins.
Yep. No, I love that. I think I still have the little Hall of Fame bat that they
Bobby
give you.
Dews caught.
That's right.
Caught the first 3 pitches of the game.
That's awesome.
And he was what, probably 75
Oh my
then?
gosh!
He was,
and the ball came and split his toenail.
Really?
I think Paul Bird actually might have started that game and threw an inning.
Oh my God!
Wow. And Birdie's in Cooperstown now. He did a great interview.
Yeah.
We showed pregame with Andrew Jones. Huh.
But Doozy caught 3, and then he said, I think my toenail's off.
Yeah.
Split his
And Eddie
toenail.
Perez went in for him.
Huh.
That is amazing.
0-2 here to Jace Bowen. Swing and a miss. So Sale now he's starting to get into a groove. He's already racked up 7 strikeouts.
Nick Green chiming in and saying he thinks he let off that game.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Or we're all there.
That is too funny. Yeah, I worked right across from Doubleday. And when the big leaguers would come up for the induction weekend, I was in charge of taking the money for the autographs. You know, if you sign a bat of Yogi Berra, it's 75. You sign a ball, it's 50. And I was the gatekeeper for the
Pocket a little bit.
I did not
Cash
pocket it.
business.
Yeah,
There might have been a tip at the end from the Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Squeaky clean BG. He wasn't skimming from the top.
Wonder I was 25 and driving a BMW.
I was 21 and driving an old beat up Grand Am.
But it is going to be fun to see Andrew and honor him.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Waited a long time for that moment.
So did you guys go to that rec center? Is that where you got dressed? Because we were in the rec center.
We played basketball.
And then the
Do you
bowling
not
alley in
remember?
there too. Yeah,
The
that
rec
was
center,
the other
everybody's
thing. Is that
basketball.
there was somebody from the Twins who were hanging out, and it was an older coach, and he was trying to take layups, and Bobby Dews jumped out of nowhere and swatted the guy down.
Doozy was the MVP.
Yeah,
that week.
My highlight is I bowled like a 210 in that little bowling alley in the basement. I was pretty excited.
And all access coverage on Braves Vision and on the social platforms as well. Interviews with a lot of the Hall of Famers that'll be up there. And the induction ceremony will be on Sunday.
Which will be nice being only 80 degrees when you're sitting out there, because I said with chippers it was mid-90s.
Right back where it came from. Sale has retired 7 in a row. See if the Braves offense can get going in the bottom of the 4th.
It looks like we're about halfway tarps off. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, it's real hot out here, man. The sun just cleared the scoreboard, and we're smoking.
We're smoking. We're feeling great. We're in the pen. We got some good stuff. Can I get a go Braves?
Go Braves.
Go Braves. All right, if you want to be cool like these guys, the pen, braves.com/premium.
And so that bar that we showed you there in the back, I was there the other day, and the bartender, her name is Jess. Go say hi, man. She knows baseball, man. Like, we had a pretty lengthy conversation, and it was really impressive. So a good spot back there in the pen, great food, and even some good conversation to be had.
I'll head out there now. I mean, it seems like you guys have things locked down up here.
I got the jersey just buttoned open, letting the chest hair fly.
I was waiting for Wiley to unbutton and just join him.
My wife thinks Wiley's a superstar after last night's dance.
Wiley's already had street cred, and then it went through the roof yesterday.
And now he's just hanging out with his friends.
How far is this one going to go?
Catch it, Wiley!
Off the bat of Ozzie, and it's out of here! 16th of the year to make it a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, right. Our job for Chris Sale was to keep it right there and give this offense time. That ball crept back over the plate. He wanted it just off. Ozzie almost hit it to Wiley.
So interesting, man. That is an elevated, intentionally elevated sinker. You didn't see a lot of those in your career, right?
I don't think it's a smart pitch.
Yeah, we see it more and more, but I don't really get it, because that ball's going to come down a little bit, and Ozzie, we know, can cover that, and clearly he did.
That thing's coming out at 98. Might be a different story.
Like, it works for Dylan Dodd, but it's not a true sinker that he has, right? That he uses up in the zone and has actually some ride to it.
And who knows what Ozzie would just saying to Eddie Perez, but it probably was not safe for work. That'd be my guess. Olson's over 2. And now the man who hit the other solo homer, Michael Harris. Three straight misses from Canning to Harris.
Hey, like Michael with a green light here, 3-0 against Canning.
I don't mind it in this situation right here. You got a guy who's swinging it red hot.
Still got a 3-1 count. And a single. Harris is 2 for 2, having a nice afternoon.
That feeling, huh? When you're locked in, you're seeing the baseball well, and everything just going your way right now for Michael Harris.
3-0, he's probably thinking, I'm going to see that same pitch. But you know what? He doesn't get it. He gets something else. But right now for Michael, kind of like Drake, if that ball's in the zone, these guys are so locked in and on time, it doesn't matter. It's a great feeling.
Boy, has it been fun to watch for Harris. So he represents the tying run. Mauricio Dubon at the plate. Harris takes off. Fouled away.
That was a true hit and run right there, huh? If he's offering that pitch.
Catcher's interference.
Again for
yes.
Yep.
That's right. Second time that's happened with Dubon at the plate in this series.
Man, when you got the Scotty Scheffler step back swing, he was going and he just jumped up, and Dubon was trying to shoot the hole. I don't know if that was a true hit and run.
I mean, look at when we see the replay and the location of this pitch, it better have been a hit and run.
Yeah.
Watch where this ball is. Like, if he's swinging at that, it's got to be right. I know we don't see it a lot in the game, but man, that is way up there.
Yeah, I hope so.
That was in his eyes. He barely hit the glove of Fermin.
Yeah, but Doug Eddings, he was on it right away. Gap one right here and get that lead right back. Again, you can see he's already working him away. I'd love to Austin Riley think Braves bullpen right here.
That's when he's at his best, right?
Yep. And then if he does hang something off speed, you're on time and drop a little Hank Aaron Terrace if you want.
Saw him do that earlier in this homestand.
See, everything's away right now. And Austin just got to know he's got off to a good start this second half. He's not going to try to challenge him too much with 94 in the inner half.
And again, it might be once, right? You get to 2 strikes, maybe it's a little bit different. You change your approach at that point.
But even that, you still feel you can fight it off and see another pitch. I mean, they're not even making any bones about it where they're trying to go with him. Not to mention you got second baseman Cronenworth playing up the middle, so you get that whole right side outside of where Ty France is.
Another one out there that hit the outside corner. Braves trying to get to Griffin Canning here in the fourth. He's already given up the homer, has Canning. 30-year-old, parts of 7 big league seasons for this right-hander. Angels, Mets, and now first year with the Padres. He deals a 2-2. Riley fouls it away.
And to your point, there was the fastball 95 elevated, but still able to fight it off.
Fight it off.
Matsui is starting to warm in that pin. Elevated again.
What do you think? Odds of the fastball here pretty low, right? 3-2 count.
You're going to get that cutter or that off-speed pitch right on the outside corner.
Well, look at that.
Painted it.
I didn't think he was going to do it. Not after a couple of them, and that is a really good pitch too. A two-seamer. It comes back and catches the corner, and you don't like doing it, but that's a little tip of the cap. That's a pretty good pitch.
So Riley 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. See what Dom Smith can do. Hasn't played much in this series. Had the hit yesterday off the bench, drove in a run, then he grounded out in the second today. Didn't mean to. Taps the changeup foul. Saxby's who's got the sauce? We were talking about the offense June versus July. Over 6 runs a game this month for Atlanta.
Hey, how about when you see in the month of July going back now to 2000, so 27 seasons in, and this has been the 3rd best month since 2000. I should say 3rd best July since 2000 for the Braves.
Frenchie, you remember that 06 July, I would imagine.
06 and 07.
Not bad.
Better than 7 per.
Yeah.
Dom Smith, a reservation for 3 at the Chop House for Mr. Smith.
Well, you said it, CJ. Not got to play as much with the matchups and what it's gone, but this is exactly why he's in that lineup today. Even with the lefty starting the game, they knew this couple times would present itself.
Oh, right down the middle there with that little changeup. Yeah. First home run since June 6th for Dom Smith, so it had been a minute. He's provided a lot of great moments for this team, especially in the first couple of months, and good to see Dom right back in the mix. In the reaction, no doubt he's probably been a little bit frustrated, and he let it out on that changeup.
Yes.
So from down 3-0, the Braves now lead it 5-3. And all 5 runs courtesy of the long ball. Harris and Ozzie with solo shots, and Dom Smith with 2 on base.
So Craig Stammen had the lefty going. Plenty of time to get ready right there for Matsui to face this part of the lineup now where you essentially have 7 straight lefties, and he decided not to do it. Right, his instinct says, now let me get the lefty up, but then you see the strikeout of Riley, and so can I get him through? Can they finish this inning off? And the answer is no. I would say, and I always say this, I would be a terrible manager, because there's an emotional component as a former pitcher of wanting a guy to get through it, right? So Craig Stammen is a former pitcher. He understands success. He understands struggle. Griffin Canning's not having a great year, right? You want him to get through it. You see that punch out. Oh, let me give him one more. Show some confidence he can get it done, and then it ends up costing you. I would be the same way, and I wouldn't make it through the first 3 months.
Well, I think the hardest thing, too, is when you know, as a manager, you sit there and you know it's the 4th inning too, though, man, and you just know, okay, we got to get outs in the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and you're just trying to survive.
And you burned a reliever, right, using the opener.
Then you go straight down to South Beach, and you got 3 games there.
Yep, this is a long road trip for them.
Hoping everybody's going to show up to the game.
Exactly.
And they had to go to Kansas City. They had some hot games there. Here for 4, then down to Miami. Now they will get indoors at the Tank in Miami. Yaz gets that by Cronenworth for a single.
I think there's another example there. He's right bottom of the lineup, trying to let, okay, there's 2 outs, nobody on, try to let him get in. I don't know if he's going to take the chance here with Drake Baldwin sitting on deck.
And I think this is the difference between Walt, is that he's always a batter ahead. Never feel like Walt has been a batter behind when it comes to making a pitching decision. This is clearly the one where they were a batter behind and waited too long.
While they make the change, we step aside and pay some bills. 5-3 after the Dom Smith homer. And now Yuki Matsui is into the game for San Diego.
And when you get these left-on-left matchups for Jim Jarvis, he's going to have to deal with the Matsui slider. It is a pretty good one. It's about where that fastball is going to sit, 91 miles an hour. But he throws that slider more than any other pitch to left-handed hitters.
Former closer in Japan, now 3rd season of a 5-year deal he signed to come over and play Major League Baseball. A tough outing for Canning. 2 2/3, giving up the 5 and responsible for Yastrzemski at first.
So how about this? As I looked up, I'm like, oh, I forgot what team Matsui played for. He played for the Rakuten Golden Eagles and was teammates with Andrew Jones. They were teammates in Japan together, because of course AJ went there at the end of his career, played there in 13 and 14.
That's surprising. I wouldn't have thought there would have been overlap, but
and it was his rookie year.
I was say
he was 18, so
early.
Matsui was 18 years old when he was teammates with Andrew Jones.
Look out, Jim Jarvis.
That's the old 3-1. You're trying to go chop house and you commit.
And you realize this is not a great location.
Up and in. So 3-2. Yeah, Matsui is 30. He was actually born in Japan October 30th of '95, 2 days after the Braves beat Cleveland in that World Series. He's striking out Jarvis, but the damage is done. The long ball has been the friend of the Atlanta Braves today. 2 in this inning. It started with Ozzie Albies with a solo shot, and then opened the bottles of Dom in the chop house. 5-3 Atlanta. Pitch with a lead here as we start the 5th inning. He's retired the last 7 after giving up that 2 RBI hit to Rengifo in the 2nd inning.
French, you talked about that kind of little extra something that we see so often with Chris Sale, and I imagine you're going to see it in this inning right here. You got top of the order, you got the lead back. That's everything he has.
It's like he's saying, I'm not messing around.
Yeah.
Starts with gas to Tatis. Jarvis. 1 away. Luis Rengifo has started to carve out a spot for himself in this lineup. And that 2 RBI hit back in the 2nd. He's got 5 RBI in the series.
Got bad news for him too. Right now, he's got a target on his back after that 2 RBI base hit. Chris Sale was not happy. He fired.
He doesn't
a ball.
want to get him out right here. He wants to punch his ticket.
Exactly.
Well, Rengifo this time takes a changeup out to left field. He hit that 0-2 slider back in the second, so he's having a nice day against Sale.
I keep saying it, man. I always liked him as a player when he was with the Angels. I was surprised to see him struggle the way that he has here lately. But now getting it going with the Padres.
Back-to-back changeups for Sale. You don't see that too often.
Nope. And again, right, it's going with kind of what Drake Baldwin wants to do there.
He's one of those guys too, CJ. You can put him pretty much anywhere on the diamond.
Yeah.
Kind of that Dubon mold. Manny Machado, long time in Baltimore, 7 years now, 8 years in San Diego for the veteran.
What's his career number, CJ?
Whose career numbers?
Machado.
Against Sale?
No, just career.
Oh, like as far as Hall of Fame stuff kind of goes?
He's 9 homers from 400. He's over 2,000 hits.
He's got plenty of time left on his contract as well. His swing for me always seems like it would play even into his mid to upper 30s.
Yeah. It's got to be his lowest average year ever this year, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. Came in, what, 202?
I think he's a career 275 hitter, if I remember. But that's going to drop a little bit here. He has struck out his last 2 times against Sale.
It's a slider, the money pitch, and both of the punch outs have come against the Chris Sale slider for Manny Machado today.
Other thing too with him that I was looking, he's like a Matt Olson. He's only had 1 IL stint since 2014.
Yeah, very durable.
He's just out there every day.
I've always liked him, man. I felt like a little bit of a bad rap early on, some of the stuff that would happen, and then I think he brought it on himself a little bit when he was with the Dodgers and talking about, you know, what do you say? I'm not Charlie Hustle as far as running balls out, right? He's got some of that in his game, but man, he's a good player.
On the corner, Chris Sale already 8 strikeouts. He's got a chance to get 9 and strike out France for the 3rd time today. By the way, one more note on Machado. Remember, the 2018 World Series ended with Sale striking out Machado on a slider, and he got him there last time. Runner goes, but Rengifo will return to first. Feeling a hat trick for Ty France here. Not on that pitch.
But like Frenchie talked about, now a little bit more than you wanted there, but the idea of kind of throwing that fastball up and away, he does it so well.
And if anything, it changes the hitter's eye angle, right? You just see that now. If you want to come back with that slider a little bit, you maybe sped him up a tad, and you can sweep the leg.
Rengifo goes again, and he will return to first again.
Just watching Rengifo.
I mean, gosh.
Just not in any
Moving
rush
like a
at all
turtle.
to get back to first base.
He made it. Well, Matthew Kaminsky played Total Eclipse of the Heart. That's the first time I think we've heard that on the organ.
It's got to be the first part of the song, right? Turn around.
Turn around. Yeah.
Rengifo needs to turn around, go back to first.
Well done, Matthew.
We got a plane to catch.
We're both trying to get out of here.
Matt's like, I got a little Italian joint at 8 o'clock in Baltimore tonight, dude. And you're going to South Beach.
Yeah, it's like, don't you want to get down there? Ozzie diving stop from his knees. Side retired. He hit the homer. Siege, now he's doing it with a glove.
It's been all year, too, for Ozzie Albies on both sides of the baseball, but ranging here to his left, and an excellent play to get that 0 Chris Sale very much wanted.
Top of the order. Braves on top 5-3. Matsui only threw 6 pitches there and striking out Jarvis to end the 4th. He's back out. So let's look since the All-Star break. Our Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact player in that time. The best OPS, it's Yordan Alvarez, who's having an amazing season, and then Drake Baldwin.
That's pretty incredible. Yordan Alvarez, you mentioned, crushing it, but Drake is right there with him. We've seen it now here with Fernando. And worth keeping an eye on, because we're going to see him with the Washington Nationals, is that C.J. Abrams has historically really struggled in the second half. He's put these really good first halves up. Local kid, went to Blessed Trinity, but the second halves have been a problem. So good to see him, at least while he's playing other teams, off to a good start in the second half. I would not be surprised if they'll entertain trading him pretty soon.
Think it makes some sense?
I just think the idea of capitalizing when he's at his best. I don't think he's a shortstop. Much like, you know, we saw with Bo Bichette, once you hit free agency, you're going to play a different position, but he's swinging the bat in a big way.
They've got the same record as the Marlins right now, 52-51 for the Nats. Their thing the whole season has been they have put up runs. It's just the pitching that's kind of been their Achilles heel.
And kind of the one really good piece that they have is very likely going to get traded. It's going to be very interesting to watch what happens with Foster Griffin. He is a free agent, even though he's only 30 years old with a year of service time, because he's coming back from Japan and he has been crushing it.
Allstate good hands replay. Ozzie that last inning.
How about that, too? A little momentum towards second base, right, as he was coming in, so he had to change directions and making it look easy.
He's got such a great mental capacity, too. He knew France was running not great speed, right? So you saw him get up on his knee, take his time. You tend to see guys sometimes hurry that play up. That's what I always say about Ozzie. He's so smart out there, too. Knows who's running, knows the situations. You always see him. He knows where to be.
No panic in his game.
No.
Right? Close. He beat it out.
See, this is what you're talking about right here. This ball right here. You know who I'm going to say needs to make this play.
Machado.
Absolutely. Yeah. Watch this ball right here. All Machado's got to do is come across and cut this ball off. You know you have great speed. And for Bogaerts to go in the hole right here, see, Machado was right there.
Yep.
That ball's got to be cut off and thrown across the diamond.
Shorter throw, better angle.
It works for Ozzie. He's 2 for 3. By the way, let's not forget, with Andrew Jones going into the Hall of Fame, that Curacao community is very tight, and Andrew Jones has a great relationship with Ozzie Albies, also a Curacao native, and this weekend means a lot to Ozzie as well. He is very excited for Andrew to get that call to the Hall.
A lot of those guys. Jair Jurgen's a good buddy of mine. JJ, who pitched here, he's all excited.
Out to center and caught by Bowen.
say there were guys that made it before Andrew, but no one made it look as cool as Andrew did, right?
Effortless.
Yeah.
So was Hensley Mullins the first, or was there was somebody before him too, right? Wasn't there?
Yeah, Hensley was the first very recognizable one to me.
Ralph Ballard, I guess, was the first one to, well, because I guess Bam Bam made it in '89, so he might have been the first big leaguer to get there. Some other guys with a little bit of time here and there.
But the stories of when Andrew got going with the Braves in the 90s, how they would just gather at bars and at someone's house that had a TV with TBS down there and just watch the Braves every single night. And now that continues with Ozzie.
We talk about that Braves connection to Curacao and how many
The
Curacao
catcher is
players
challenging the ball call.
have been big leaguers. I want to bring up Randall Simon.
Yeah.
I loved Randall Simon, man. He was a teammate of mine in Detroit.
The pitch was a ball. San Diego has one more challenge.
That's pumped now. San Diego's only got one left on the dock. They
are going to make that dinner reservation now.
You clear that one. Oh, go to the white line.
Doug's just waiting.
Like a kid in a candy store.
Michael, a homer and a single. Ozzie takes off.
And you got him.
Yeah, well, that was the perfect pitch for Fermin to throw down to second on. So Ozzie is erased. So are the Braves. See if Walt's going to take a look. No. On to the 6th we go in Atlanta.
Friday Night Showdown.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who's it brought to you by?
Guys are permanent.
Yeah.
I'll be watching on my phone.
From Cooperstown.
You will.
Braves on to Baltimore after this. 3 with the Orioles, and tomorrow will be that Friday Night Showdown. Grant Holmes on the mound. Still to be announced who Baltimore will throw. That would have been for Ozzie, by the way, his 100th career stolen base, but he was denied in the 5th inning. So he'll have to wait. When you get to 100, do you pick it up like Ricky Henderson? Yeah.
I don't know that you can do that.
It'd be a funny moment. This would be strikeout number 9 for Sale. There it is.
And not surprising on that slider back foot right down, perfectly located to get the swing over the top from Xander Bogaerts. Still the greatest Jerry Remy name I think ever. Great broadcaster, of course, all those years with the Boston Red Sox. Passed away. Xander Bogaerts. Loved it. I loved when he said it.
You know, you're talking a little bit ago, CJ, about Randall Simon. Remember, he got in trouble for hitting the sausage race and knocking the. I think it was
he hit a bat,
woman.
right?
I think it was a woman who was
really?
running
Well,
In Milwaukee?
Yeah. Knocked her down.
Not a good idea.
It was funny.
Yeah.
not recommended. I think after we saw an elevated pitch count early on with Chris Sale, the fact that he's got a real chance now to get through 6 here, no action just yet, but probably soon in the Braves bullpen. It's really good to see.
Just as you say that, CJ, Dylan Dodd just grabbed a baseball.
Well, have they announced yet the pitching plans for the Braves coming up?
Holmes, Elder, Lopez, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, you wonder with Sale, are they going to pitch him Tuesday on regular rest, or is he going to be, you know, Wednesday?
I mean, I would think so, based on the way things are set up right now with 5 starters, and your 8 relievers.
Double-digit strikeouts for the 3rd time this season for Chris Sale.
The fun part of this right now, we told you coming into today that Jake Cronenworth was 0 for 10 with 6 strikeouts. He's the only one in the order who has not struck out so far today. I'm not sure if Chris Sale's going to get another shot at him.
He's still a couple batters away right now. It's Freddie Fermin. If Sale strikes him out, he will equal his season high. Sale struck out 11 May 2nd in Colorado.
He's got a 98 in here. He's really good at emptying it at the end.
I think he's gearing up for fastball time. .94 10 strikeout games for Chris Sale in his career. Unbelievable.
And Martin just got his first one earlier this year. But that is incredible.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you Freddie Fermin is the 11th strikeout victim of Chris Sale.
You got it. Now the only question is
what pitch?
Heater eyeing away.
He just went fastball. I think it's
or is he
maybe
sweeping the leg?
I think he's sweeping the leg here. I think he falls down too after he swings at it.
Pick your poison. 1-2. He swept the leg. He struck him out. That's perfect. 11 strikeouts, tying his season high. Rack 'em up. Xander Bogaerts, good morning. Gavin Sheets, good afternoon. Freddie Fermin, sleep well. Good night.
He mentioned a big vacation at some point after this is all over. And it sounds like it is well deserved.
Yeah, that's
cool.
great. Drew's going to be able to get up there, give him a couple days off, and go see his dad.
That's cool. Also looked good in that Braves Vision polo he had on there, Andrew.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, Matt Waldron.
Is that what you're going to be wearing, by the way, when you get up there?
I am.
We got an extra Braves Vision polo for you.
Taking one for me and one for a boo, so he can do some interviews with me.
Unusual what you get from Matt Waldron.
Yeah, we're going to get a little knuckleball here, which is a dying breed, certainly among the ranks for big league pitchers. You faced many in your career, Frenchie?
You know what? Actually, ended up facing more than I thought I would with both Wakefield and R.A. Dickey kind of at that time. And you'll hear a lot. You kind of, to me, I actually did okay, but I stood real tall. I mean, truly, it's like beer league softball.
Yeah.
And you just got to go attack. The problem sometimes with knuckleballs is guys wait a little too long and then it jams you. So you still have to put an aggressive swing. But I always said, stay tall. Just let it fly.
Right. See it high. Right. That's the idea. See it low. Let it go.
Yeah.
So for a long time, my throwing partner in the offseason when I used to live in Texas was Steve Sparks.
Yeah.
Does radio for the Houston Astros. So he was certainly one of the better knuckleballers, had a nice lengthy career.
Or do that. When you get that first pitch fastball you see, don't miss it.
So Dubon with a single up the middle.
But he would tell me we'd play catch like he just gave me like the C knuckleball. And I had a hard enough time catching that one. I'm like, I don't want to know what the A1 looks like. Wear it off the face. He had a knuckleball right back up the middle.
And they're all different, right? Like Tim Wakefield's true slow knuckleball. Rari Dickey threw his a little bit harder.
Yeah, same with Waldron's. It's going there a lot quicker than what you used to see from Wakefield. He throws it about 30% of the time, that pitch.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like the pitch to Bond, when you talk about standing tall and letting, you still got 93.
Yeah.
You know, he just hit 93. When you faced R.A. Dickey and Tim Wakefield, you weren't getting that.
R.A. Dickey, one of the great stories, certainly our game's history, going back to that draft. If you remember when he was at Tennessee, he was a first-round draft pick. He was on Team USA. He was on the cover of Baseball America with a bunch of other Team USA guys. And the team doctor for the Rangers noticed something in the picture. And they said, hey, before we sign this guy, let's take a closer look at his elbow based on the picture. And what was it? No UCL there?
Yeah.
And his first-round signing bonus was $75,000 because of it. They did not give him, we didn't have slots back then, but they did not give him essentially what he would have been due because they were worried about the arm and him holding up. It was wild. And then he was a regular pitcher then. didn't quite work out. He did get to the big leagues as a regular pitcher, but once he started throwing that knuckleball, it was a completely different story.
O'Reilly takes the cutter. Solid single to left.
And not much of a cutter, right? If anything, it might have backed up a little bit or just staying there and spinning for
That's the
Austin
kind you
Riley.
love to hit.
So 10 hits, 3 homers on the homestand for Riley. Speaking of homers, Dom Smith got the biggest one of the day. 3-run blast in the 4th. That's how we got to this 5-3 score. His home run is our what a burger, what a play.
Awesome to see here for Dom. We mentioned it had not been since June 6th, his last home run here with the Atlanta Braves. He makes them count. Some big dramatic moments, and this is another one for Dom Smith, and a nice catch out there.
You see Griffin Canning in the background just jumping up and down like, you got to be kidding me. He thought he was about to get out of that inning.
Well, Dom's got a chance to do it again here. 2-1. Look out, Antoine Richardson.
Nice play down there.
Yeah. It's tough with a bounce. What a day for Chris Sale. Yeah, that 3-run second inning, but there was some. He had the misplay and left the hit by pitch, but all in all, he bounced back, struck out 11.
Not to put it on Dubon, right? But if he makes that catch, it's probably a 0 that inning. And what should have been a routine out that he just went back on a little bit too much and then couldn't recover.
Oh, yeah. Always blame the outfielder.
Yeah, usually. It's an easy way to do it. They're far enough away. And with Sale standing up there, looks like his day is probably over.
Yeah, Dodd is ready whenever. Is that fair? It is. Ty France goes to second. Gold glove over there at first base under his belt. Made a nice play.
You don't see that throw every day.
No.
And Austin waiting to see, right, in case he caught it in the air.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't necessarily know exactly where the first baseman is, right? So you freeze for a second.
Yeah, the one thing that can't happen there is you get doubled up.
Yeah.
By the way, thinking of Sale, you can't completely close the book on a Cy Young award for him this year.
I agree.
There's still quite a few starts to go, and I know that Mizorowski is right now the favorite to win that award, but Zach Wheeler, Chris Sanchez, and Sale, they're working their way into the mix.
Yeah, Wheeler's been an unbelievable story coming back from the injury that he came back from. With Mizorowski, listen, he skips the start because of fatigue. He doesn't pitch in the All-Star game for the same reason. His first start back, it was 4 innings, and Pat Murphy's always very honest about what he sees, and he said he didn't look right. His mechanics weren't right. Velocity came down, so they're going to be very careful with him going forward. So those innings probably drop in the second half. And Sanchez, Wheeler, and Chris Sale, I think, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
right in the thick of it.
I think for Milwaukee, they know that they have to have him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're going to be cautious. Yeah.
So updated after this game now, it's Mizorowski 1, Sale 2 on ERA. And I guess Wheeler, he's not a qualifier yet. Probably
will
right.
be.
He will be, but he's not. So he doesn't show up on this list.
Wouldn't that be something for Sale? Of course, winning it a couple of years ago, first of his career. 3-0 here to Yastrzemski. He has got the green light. But he's going to fly to Bowen to end the 6th. Pre-game, they're part of the Junior Sport Brief Sports Media Camp. It's a really cool thing here in Atlanta. It's the next generation of sports media. Kids that are interested in that, they got to come up to the booth and loved having them pay a visit. So those are the young men and women that are going to take our jobs someday.
Yeah, there
basically.
they are. And I wonder the kind of advice that Frenchie gave them, and they can take that with them for the rest of their broadcasting careers.
Telling them you got to lock it in, kids. A lot of prep work. I think they were actually trying to tell Brandon how to do all this Instagram stuff.
Yeah. One kid goes, I'm going to post you guys on our story. I said, what's a story? So Dylan Dodd takes over after Sale goes 6 and strikes out 11.
Just 1 run allowed over his last 11 outings for Dylan Dodd. He's been great.
Facing 8-9-1 in the order here, starting with Chase Bowen.
Yeah, thinking about these next 6 or 7 hitters and how important it is before you hopefully get to Iggy with just this 2-run lead. We saw what happened last night.
Eli White takes over in right field for Yastrzemski. That's the other change for Atlanta.
The old Pat Burrell treatment.
Sounded like a broken bat. Ozzie from the other side. Nice play.
It's a really good play because that kid flies, and you had a lot of work to do. Throw this ball off balance for Ozzie, and a couple of really nice throws that he has made today from the infield.
I always say his clock is so good. You see how sometimes you'll see him put a little loop under the ball here. He knew he had to throw this one a little bit harder. Knowing you got a great first baseman over there, keep it low, let him make the scoop, and pretty play.
1 down for Cronenworth. CJ, we might have to get Jake Cronenworth's coffee up here to give it a shot, by the way. He's got that Achilles Coffee Roasters in San Diego. They make a number 9 blend for Jake Cronenworth because he goes there so much.
That's nice.
$22.50 for a bag online. So maybe Jake will give us a bag. What do you think?
A little steep. You're paying a celebrity price there. Maybe you're paying for the name more than the actual coffee.
Says it's a blend of African and Central American coffee beans. So maybe if we meet the Padres at the airport, I'll go over and see if he'll give us a bag of his coffee to try.
That way CJ can have it first thing in the morning.
That's right. Yeah, get it started a little bit earlier.
Hey, stay tuned for the stretch brought to you by Resurgence Orthopedics. Nick and Peter, they're caffeinated and ready to go.
You know Peter is.
I mean, he is our guy, right? He is our in-house coffee guy. He got us straight on our espresso machine, got us dialed in. He did get me kind of locked in on the idea of just 1 bean all the time, not bouncing around. He's like, it's not great for your machine. There's oil in different ones. And so he set us straight, told us which bean we'd want. And that's the only one I've used since. This guy has had such an impact on my life, Peter Moylan, over the last like 6 months.
Between that and sourdough.
Not sourdough, what coffee I drink, and I'm leasing a Tesla because of him. He's the one that talked me into it.
What else does Peter have that he can change your life with?
He's got a lot on me
I
right
didn't
now.
know that.
Oh, yeah.
You lost me at Tesla.
Oh, get in there and push that full self-driving button and watch your life change dramatically.
I will say, CJ now on road trips, he drives to the airport and I sit in the passenger seat and he hits self-drive and it's pretty amazing.
You know what? we're flying out of there tomorrow, right, to Cooperstown. I might put my truck right into that Tesla, and it might be banged up by the time he comes home.
Well, here's the thing. I'll have video of it because there's cameras all the time running on that thing.
I'll have no
Send that
license
right to your
plate.
insurance company.
Are you driving your truck down there, Frenchie?
I am now.
You should leave it.
I am now.
You should leave us a note on the car.
Mine will be the one that's plugged in.
Dodd looking for another strikeout. 1-2.
I just wish Peter could take these 10 pounds back from the sourdough.
Yeah,
There's been days where I've only eaten. I got to slow it down a little bit.
That's good for you.
Well, I've seen, like, got all these health nuts or whatever influencers on. Oh, yeah, eat as much sourdough as you want. Not sure my doctor agrees.
Everything in moderation, except for ice cream. That's where you just go after it. Tatis pretty deep out to right center. Eli White over, and a 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Dodd to take us to the stretch.
7th. Now, last night, the big swing, at least the first big swing, came from Jim Jarvis in the bottom of the 8th. He'll lead off here. And when he was asked about the feeling of getting a game-winning hit, essentially in the big leagues, he paused and said, "Look, any hit at this level is pretty thrilling." And he gave a lot of credit to guys like Tim Hires and Darnell Coles for finding a way to help him stay calm in those moments. The way they communicate and make everything sort of seem smaller than that big moment. And Frenchie, he talked a lot about how no matter who you're facing, they've always got sort of a solution, even for the most complex problem.
I agree, Wiley. Chief Brody down there.
So I got Jim Jarvis for a home run here. And the reason I do is because I just went a perfect 3 for 3 in the Cracker Jack toss, where I go section above and then right and left. I usually miss. They come back. All 3 hit perfect. And it just feels like there's flow happening right now.
Don Orsillo right in the chest over there.
Waldron still pitching here for San Diego. That took a weird bounce, but Bogarts adjusts.
Went off his foot.
Was it his foot?
Yeah, kick saving a beauty.
Huh.
Watch this right here. I think he deflected it with his foot.
It's always a risky proposition. 104 miles an hour right here from Jim Jarvis.
See, yeah, right off the side of his foot on the bottom. So we got a little 1-6-3 action.
Yeah, if you're scoring with us at home. No runs in this game since that 4-run fourth for the Braves to put them on top 5-3. Padres got the first 3 runs in the top of the second. Well, 3 homers today for the Braves. If you look at the month of July, Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature. Braves second most in baseball behind the Nationals.
And that's continued to hit. You mentioned it earlier, some of the pitching issues, but good to see the Braves tied there with the Reds. Reds are kind of disappearing. That's the team for me that you go to look to for some of the starting pitching that might be available that we've talked about. Brady Singer. And there has been some rumblings about Hunter Green. There's still a couple of years left on his deal, but the salary increases significantly over those last 2 years. And for a team like the Reds who just locked up Chase Burns, they might be interested in moving Hunter Green. And I'll tell you, I'd be interested in having him on our team.
Why not?
You figure one of those type guys will be coming to Atlanta.
The thing about those 2 teams compared to, say, like the Blue Jays and Kevin Gausman, the Blue Jays, I think, expect to contend right away. We've heard some other talk about teams that might make trades but still maybe want to have a chance to contend or keep their team, bring back big leaguers that have already been in the big leagues, like the Tigers. That's been what they have said about Skubal, where it's a little bit easier to give up prospects than it is proven big league talent. So that's where the Tigers may present a challenge in trying to get some of their guys, where a team like the Reds might be a little bit easier. No way.
He golfed that thing to right field. How about that? A pitching wedge to the chop house for Drake Baldwin.
I mean, he gator armed this guy. I don't even think it was going to end up being a strike. If I had to go, it's probably a ball in the inner half.
That's a ball by a lot when you see this replay. Look where this pitch ends up.
Holy.
How does he not pull a foul? We thought the same thing. What was it, Rengifo yesterday that did something similar? And I'm always amazed that you don't hook
those legs, though. I said he is as good as any big leaguer I've seen on using his legs to generate power.
That was unbelievable.
And now second place all alone, right? We pushed the Reds down there with the 33 homers.
We talked about homers. Speak another one into existence. It's now 15 homers in this 7-game homestand for the Braves. Catch and left by Rengifo. Quick message from Yamaha.
Introducing the all-new Crosswave from Yamaha. The groundbreaking new wave runner built for what you love most about the water.
What a swing by Drake Baldwin. His 19th home run. That matches his total from last year in the Rookie of the Year campaign. He hit 19 in 2025.
Those will drive you crazy as a pitcher, too.
But when you're the hitter and when you're us up here in the booth, it's fun to watch.
It is.
Drip.
Yeah. Literal drip.
Yeah.
When does school start for your guys?
August 5th.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Oh, I'm ready.
It's usually the first. I know.
Tyler, 9:12 tea time that day, boys.
Tyler Kinley for the 8th here. 2, 3, 4 in the order, starting with Rengifo.
So we know with Kinley, when you look at kind of what has happened with him, 7 home runs allowed, all of them to left-handed hitters. So now he gets the switch hitter here in Rengifo, but this is a pretty good spot to be able to get him matched up, even though there's good right-handed hitters in Machado and France. We've already seen Dylan Lee playing some easy catch, and that's for Sheets, right, who's still 5 hitters away. And I don't think we'll see, well, I don't think we'd see Jackson Merrill hit for anybody. Machado, France, Bogarts, I don't think. I take that back. It's Danny Young.
Danny Young, yeah.
Figured we'd see a lefty get up just in case.
Well, 2-2 here to Rengifo, who has had a great series, including today. 2 hits, 2 runs driven in. Yes, right on the outside corner.
A great way to start it, and for Tyler Kinley going to that curveball, right? We see the slider so much, but this time it's the curveball that ends up backdoor and right on the edge.
Let's check out our Valvoline Instant Stats feature. Major League ranks for the Braves bullpen entering today. #1 still in ERA.
And they've been crushing it. And again, the idea of making it even a little bit stronger is appealing.
Machado with his 2nd hit today.
First pitch fastball, little ball on the ground, that finds some room there on the left side. No big deal. Did Machado throw his stuff pretty far that the bat boy had that far to go to get it?
I guess. He's got a lot of stuff.
He did. He had one piece of equipment all the way over by the Braves on deck circle. 0-2 here to tie France. Oh, he's got the long socks today. Doesn't have the baggy pants all the way down this afternoon.
Yeah. Day game.
Some guys look better in that than others. When you go baggy like that, I mentioned it yesterday. I like his full length look. I don't love that one.
This ball is hit deep. And it's gone into the bullpen for Ty France. Padres right back in at 6-5.
Tyler Kinley's going to be kicking himself over this one just because of the count and the location. I told you about how good Ty France has been lately, but he had done a really nice job getting himself into the 0-2 count. He looked at 2 pitches, and what do you want to do? You want to expand. Try to get some chase, and look at this location.
Yeah, Kinley knew it right off the bat. Well, now how big is that Drake Baldwin solo homer at the bottom of the 7th? That's the difference. And for France, that's 6 homers in his last 9 games.
He's on a heater.
He is. It is continued here in Atlanta. So you figure this is the last batter, as CJ mentioned, for Kinley. That one grounded foul. Danny Young is ready in that Braves bullpen. Eli White tracks it down. Let's get a quick word here from Zaxby's.
Think chicken bacon ranch is all the same? This is Zaxby's. Think again. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
And Walt Weiss comes out. He has made the call to the bullpen, so it'll be Danny Young coming on to face Sheets when we get back. So Sheets to the plate, 1 for 3 with a single today. Good pop in that bat, remember, 14 homers, and Danny Young comes in to face him. Eighth appearance for the Braves this year for Danny Young. And he starts him off with a 2-seamer that's fouled away.
And you don't want to overthink those lefty numbers here so far. He has only faced 12 lefties. Get a very simple 2-pitch mix. 2-seam fastball sweeper, right? So something coming in on the hands and then a breaking pitch going away.
Right on that corner.
All right, now expand. 0-2.
It went low and on the outside, but not biting. 1-2 to Sheets. Should be no problem for Michael Harris II. So the 2-run homer by France makes it 6-5 after 7.5. And there's always a reason to watch.
Espresso martini ready for me for tomorrow, Gretch.
Yeah, Gretchen already up there. Snit's going to be up there. You guys are going to have a huge crew.
We'll be working down here, but you guys have a good time.
Yeah, we'll be in Baltimore if you want to swing by.
We'll be watching.
Okay.
With my tablet.
Have you seen this guy yet, by the way, this changeup? Filthy.
Harris had the idea of getting a bunt off that changeup.
I like it. Look, you're sitting here in a 6-5 game, right? Getting one more tack on run would be huge, just to give you some breathing room.
Homer and a single for Michael Harris today. Iglesias is already up, starting to get his arm ready.
Not surprisingly, this guy's been really good against lefties because of the changeup. You see the firm fastball that he has. He does throw a four-seamer, but the two-seamer he uses more, so you're going to get good run, and it's always going to pair well. And the numbers are high against this two-seam fastball, but not for lefties. Righties have crushed it, but lefties have had a hard time.
He goes to it there to strike out Michael Harris. Quick message from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
In the top of the ninth, 7, 8, 9 will be scheduled for Raisel Iglesias to face. Braves trying to win 3 of 4 in this series. Also trying to get win number 60 of the season here today. Dubon to left. This one is going to head foul.
You don't have to take the chair with you, do you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I guess he was pot committed.
And he got pretty far out there with it. It's arm day for him.
That's right. Burn a few extra calories in the process.
He's probably thinking right now, that chair went a little too far.
In between Hop, Machado makes a clean throw across. How far did our guy go here?
Statcast says 187 feet. Played it off the net, nearly caught it with the chair in his hand. Let's go, me and you, buddy. We're going for a walk.
Yeah, he thought he was going to have it off the net. Had to go a long way. Braves would be the third team to 60 wins if they get there today. Dodgers right now 65 wins, Brewers 64. Oh, 2 to Riley. So we head to the top of the ninth with the Braves clinging to a 1-run lead and Iglesias coming on.
Lineup, and always a good trip to go up there. Camden Yards, that ballpark still beautiful as ever.
Iglesias coming on. 35th time this year, 20 saves and 21 opportunities, hoping to make it 21 and 22 today.
And even though we ran into a little bit of trouble yesterday, it was still only 12 pitches for Raisel Iglesias. He continues to be so incredibly efficient in what he does.
So we're going to see a couple of pinch hitters here. First, it's going to be Song, and then on deck is Jackson Merrill.
And with Iggy, because he has the great changeup, you don't necessarily get a great advantage putting the lefties in there. OPS about the same for him on both sides. Now, what you do get, and kind of interesting to see, is that the strikeout rate to left-handed hitters is nearly cut in half. He's been so dominant with a 40% strikeout rate against righties. So you do get more contact, but less damage done.
Well, he gets ahead of Song here, 1-2.
it set up for him right here at the bottom part of the lineup.
Looking for that first out. Almost got it right there. Song, the backup infielder, a rookie at the big league level, and he strikes out. It is the changeup.
With this kind of swing too, it's pretty hard to get to the changeup from Raisel Iglesias, where he's kind of opening up a little bit, almost trying to pull that baseball, and that's exactly what Iggy wants you to do.
One down, and now Jackson Merrill. Late 93 miles per hour. Jackson Merrill had a homer yesterday. He also had a homer on Tuesday.
Remember, he got to a pitch that was kind of middle away. He's been chasing up above the zone quite a bit here lately. That's kind of the spot to go, or well below with the changeup.
I just stay right out there right now. You can tell, yeah, down one. Everybody's trying to pull a little bit right here. Run that thing. Continue off the plate.
Iggy's 1-2. In the air. Dubon sprinting over, stopping, and taking it. 2 down.
I like the location. If they're going to beat you, make them beat you. Opposite, shoot one there. 2 quick outs.
Now that is a tale as old as time. You're always taught as a reliever, especially as a closer late, make them beat you away. Don't give them that chance to pull a ball into the stands.
Cronenworth is the last hope here for the Padres. There it is, the changeup at the knees. Braves winning by 1 on Monday. Padres won 8-3 Tuesday. Braves won 7-6 yesterday. A check down, did not go. Now Atlanta just 1 out away from taking 3 out of 4. Into the seats, and the Padres down to their final strike. One, 2. Left field, Dubon in, and he's going to take it off the bounce. And Cronenworth is able to extend this game.
Well, good try by Dubon right here, but smart not to go after this ball. Pull up.
Now you miss it, right? You're talking about extra bases and then the tying run in scoring position.
All right, you're going to play a little deep here for no double, so you're kind of telling yourself it's going to take, if it's just base hits, it's going to take 2 to score them.
And there is a base hit. Tatis shortens up, slaps it to right field. Well, the Palms were sweating yesterday in the top of the 9th, and the same thing here on this Thursday afternoon.
We've seen this with some consistency, the aggressiveness from Fernando Tatis Jr. early. Now you get Rengifo, who normally you might not be concerned about, but he had a home run last night against Raisel Iglesias, and he did it on a fastball, but location was in, like we were talking about, and I think he gave him that chance. We'll see if they take a different approach. 3 pitches in that at bat, all of them were inside.
And that homer yesterday off Iglesias, first of the season for Rengifo. Remember too, if it becomes a factor in this at bat, the Padres do have a challenge left. The Braves have 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here we go again. He struck him out. Braves win.
takes that spot right there. So well done by Raisel Iglesias, who now has 281 strikeouts as a reliever for the Braves, passing John Smoltz for 11th all-time. Congratulations to Iggy, and maybe more importantly, Frenchie, winning this series, taking 3 out of 4 from the Padres team that has been a real problem for the Braves over the last couple of seasons.
Kind of limped into the break, right? And they got that break, and they came out here 5-2 homestand. Offense, to me, guys, that's what's going on again. You're clicking, finally scoring runs. Chris Sale gave up those little 3, but you know what? Came back to punch 11. Great job.
You guys are free. I'll take it the rest of the way.
Thanks,
okay?
Pop.
We'll
Go
be
get
back.
yourself a meal in Baltimore.
We'll be back in just a moment. Iglesias, the finishing touches, striking out Rengifo to win the series.